May 6th, 2024 Planning Commission meeting to order at 5:18. First item on the agenda is site plan review for 13 Court Street. Is anybody here to speak on their behalf?
No,
So they're just basically installing a generator. The only thing I noticed from the county's note is they have to make sure that it's not visible from the street.
it has to be screened, yes, I mean, that's, has to be screened, and, the ZBA also wanted some impact protection on the parking, on the driveway side. But it does have to be screened for our zoning laws.
Right. All right, any questions or any comments from the planning board on this one, first one?
No, I mean, I haven't looked at it. I mean, it looks fine the way it is, but that's in the, just the way it's written, it needs to be covered up.
No, but in chapter 300, it says that
Yeah.
mechanical devices have to be screened.
Right.
Okay. And it didn't look like there's impact on any neighbors or anything badly, so I just wanted to make sure we had to do it.
It's just a law.
Yeah, thoroughly screened, section 300-105. All right, so can we put that in the motion that the generator has to be screened per our guidelines for installing generators?
Yeah, and I have, after the ZBA, I called this guy, Gordon Guest from Red Armor, and I told him all that, so
So he-
I imagine he is aware of
He's
it.
aware, okay.
But I would put it, yeah, I would definitely put it in your site plan.
Well, they're okay with putting a couple bollards there too?
Yeah,
I don't know if there's room. It's a dollar.
well, he said something about, there's a
Well,
fence post or something there, he said there's something over there, but I did tell him that, he said he fixed it, pretty good guy.
So right, there's a roof over it right now, and it's got two posts kind of supporting that roof structure. I don't know if that might be what he's.
Well, that might be what he's talking about, but it has to be screened, it can't be visible from. So when you have a dumpster or mechanical equipment, the code says it has to be screened on at least 3 sides,
Right.
so that it's not visible from neighboring properties or the public way.
All right, so can I have a motion to approve this site plan review with the county suggestions and their part of the application, which includes the fact that the generator has to be screened? Does anyone else want to add anything to that motion? Or can I get somebody to make the motion? I'm just putting it like in.
I'll make that motion.
All right, Jim, somebody want to second it?
Okay.
Are we, do we want to add the
Well,
protection, or are we gonna?
that's what I was gonna say. Let's firm up our description of what has to be done, all right? We know that some kind of barrier has to be enclosing the generator, so it's not visible through the street. You had mentioned a couple other things.
Well, it has to have impact protection because it is it's either probably fueled by natural gas, I'm assuming. Either way, it's a fuel device, so it has to have impact protection to call it, so.
Okay,
So I would just put that in there, impact protection to the fire code.
impact protection, to be in line with fire code.
We make that part of the motion.
I'm just, you're gonna be putting bollards out the sidewalk.
What are valid exactly? Are they?
So there's a post that go on the, that protect
Yeah,
corners of buildings or.
like a concrete pier.
Okay, all right. Let's put that in there too. All right.
I'm just
And
saying.
then they could
Yeah,
put,
what is-
Sidewalk is neat.
What is the walk, does that walk go to anything?
It's a good question. I don't
No,
know.
they got pictures in here, but I
Right,
don't
I
think
mean,
it shows.
those 6 on the side of the building, that's,
So people wouldn't actually walk down it.
No, I don't think they would either.
just the people that park there.
Yeah,
That's where it is.
it's just like, so, yeah, it's overhanging the cars, right? You pull up to that edge. All right, so that makes sense. Bollards will work there. It's not gonna hurt it.
Darcy, do you want to include anything else in this motion? Get the ballards, you got the visibility.
or you don't think they're gonna fit, is that what you're saying?
No,
They put them on the inside.
I thought it was a walkable kind of sidewalk, but with the cars parked there, no one's walking. It doesn't take you anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, if you look down that
There's an
one,
entrance on the
if
other
you
side.
look down the one picture
Yeah.
I took, there's cars blocking. There's
Yeah,
cars
That's
blocking the
what
wall.
they're getting
Yeah.
at right now.
Yeah, the pantry is on the other side, right,
Yeah.
the entrance, so it's on the other side of that building right there is the entrance for the pantry. So if that's blocked out, it's not gonna,
Yeah,
shouldn't impact it.
Just because it's little is impacted on the sidewalk, is possible, maybe, but I don't. Doesn't
Depends
matter.
on the barrier that's gonna go around.
Like I said, there's already a roof over it. So there's already been something. about it.
So we
He
got-
was concerned about the ice coming out the roof, he wasn't concerned about the vehicles hitting it, so. Which I think you got more of a chance of the vehicles hitting it than an ice coming out.
No,
All right, yeah, definitely.
All right, anything else you guys want to add to this?
So we got impact protection in accordance with the state fire code,
Yes,
and are we going with the balers?
that's
That
the,
would be
that's
the,
the impact.
We just said.
And screening.
The screening.
Yeah, screening.
Definitely generator from the street. Generator has to be screened for the building, the street, right?
Okay,
All right, somebody want to make that motion?
Still?
Oh, you're making it.
Yeah.
That's right, that's right. We already got that part. We got the second, I'm sorry. All right, any further discussion? All right, all those in favor of, agenda item number 1, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion carried. All right, our second item on the agenda is, let's see. Site plan review and floodplain development for 95 Homer Ave. Is anybody here to speak on? Yeah.
if you could just sign in, that'd be great. Thank you.
So I'll start real quick, because I appreciate her being here. So this is, they're adding an extra means of egress off the back of the unit. It is a non-conforming, it is a pre-existing non-conforming,
Used already.
two-family that was out, so the work was out, had to go to the ZBA to be approved anyway. So it is a large, I mean, it's only two-family, but it's a larger rental property, and it has a bunch of non-conformities. So because of that, it's in front of you guys for site plan review and floodplain development application, because it isn't a floodplain. Go ahead.
So as far as the floodplain, we've owned this property for 19 years and never had a drop of water in the basement. We've just put a lot of money into renovating, both units. And, currently, well, two things. We'd like to provide a second method of egress for the second-story apartment. Right now, there's just one staircase leading upstairs. So for safety reasons, we'd like to add the staircase, but also for the tenants' convenience. They park out back in the driveway and they have to walk around to the front to go inside of their apartment.
Did the county look at this one too, or no?
Yep.
Yeah.
Is there a drawing of this one that shows?
So there's-
Yeah, I didn't know what you had.
It's sort of.
Proposed.
So there is an existing staircase to get into the lower apartment. They actually have 3 doors into their apartment, I believe. So this is a back door into the lower apartment. We would just be bringing the stairs out, starting them further along the back of the property and bringing them up over top of the existing staircase.
How much additional feet footage would that be from like where it exists to where? Well,
Yeah, I was just getting this today. So this looks like it's 4 feet. And probably 7 feet. is what it looks like.
Altogether.
Yeah, no, 7 feet altogether.
7 feet.
Yeah,
from
this is 4 feet.
Existing.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, for safety reasons, I think. it's a good idea.
Well, so if this
I
was-
just don't know
If this was new construction,
Right.
you're required to have second means of egress.
Oh, I see, okay.
Back when that was built, believe it or not, was one means of egress, the second means of egress was a 14-foot hanging drop. What it's called.
Okay. Well, I think this is an improvement.
Yes.
I don't see people
It really is.
flying out of a second story window.
So the only thing that, and I've already talked with Mr. Skiditsky about this, because it is a floodplain.
Mhm.
They're gonna have to leave the lower levels of that. They're not gonna be able to fill in the lower levels. You know how you're not allowed to have open open risers.
Yeah.
The first two or three are gonna have to be open to allow for
Okay.
water to go through.
So is this second floor entrance exit, is this to allow, is this gonna change the dynamics inside the house for rental? Is this to give a private entrance exit for some of the tenants?
They share a front and side porch, both the second floor unit, first and second floor units share the entire porch on the first floor. So this would give them a completely private entrance.
But I guess I'm wondering if it's gonna be, if the, because I don't, maybe I'm missing a floor plan for the apartments. I'm wondering if one of the apartments is being, subdivided to make a separate entrance,
Oh, no.
for an additional apartment.
So the first floor rear entrance enters into their laundry room, and the second floor has a laundry room right above that. They would be entering into their laundry room,
Okay,
so it'd be kind of a
so
laundry
it's not
bedroom.
adding additional units?
No. And really not changing the floor plan of the unit either.
No, because there's a bunch of non-conforming uses already, and because it isn't a floodplain, you said something, we have to do something about the floodplain.
You just gotta approve their floodplain application,
Okay,
floodplain development application.
all right,
It's really minor,
okay,
but it's still required by FEMA because it's in a floodplain.
okay. Fine.
Is there a roof over this set of stairs?
I think just at the top of the
Just on the
landing,
land,
at top,
right,
yeah, yeah.
The floodplain application.
This is right across from the park, right?
Yeah, but right across from that church.
Church,
that's
right.
there on the
Yeah.
ground.
University.
Right.
And you won't be able to see this from the street.
What is it?
Okay. 62.
Yeah, we're floodplain development permit.
So basically, we have to issue a floodplain permit for them to start work, right?
Yep,
All right, can we put that in the application, or should we?
Or you would issue that, right?
yeah, I issued the floodplain development application, you just have to approve me to issue it.
Okay,
Cause what I've been doing with those, just so you guys know, if it comes to, so by charter, you're supposed to hear all floodplain development applications, but if it doesn't have to come to you guys, if it's just an area variance,
okay,
the ZBA can do it as well. Okay, one of the boards has to do it, I'm not the only, it just, FEMA requires another set of eyes on it besides mine.
okay.
So
So should we include this floodplain permit application as part of the site plan?
Andy, do you have two approval sheets or do you just have one?
I prefer to do it as one. We can, vote, create two votes. Vote
Oh, I
once
see
on the
what you mean.
floodplain, and once on the site.
All
It'll
right,
be
But then
two, yeah, it
I'll
should be two.
combine it into one decision sheet.
okay, so I'm assuming we should do the floodplain development sheet first.
Yes.
Approve that first, then do the site,
Mhm.
big picture, okay. I can I have a motion to approve the floodplain development permit application, Tony?
I do that.
All right, second, I'll second. Chris, all right, any further discussion?
Just the discussion would be is that they'll have to, like I said, the first two or three stairs are gonna have to be open treads so that the water can.
And that's outlined where is it?
That's all in FEMA.
Okay. The forms.
You can't impede the flow of water.
No, I understand. I just want to make sure they know where that is. So they.
That's all, that's all stuff in FEMA. We have some of that stuff in our local law too.
Okay.
So how do you want us to word it? I guess I'm a little confused. Do you want us to put?
Just, you approve the floodplain development application with the verbiage that they follow floodplain
FEMA, we're gonna have.
design criteria,
Regulations.
They have to do that.
All right,
floodplain design criteria,
all right,
That's why I just want to make sure they do.
pertinent
Yes.
floodplain design criteria.
got it. Does everybody got that? anyone, any further discussion on the first, we're not approving the site plan right now, we're just approving the floodplain development application, all right? So all those in favor of that, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, so that part we gotta take care of. All right,
Who made the motions on?
I did.
Tony and Kristen was the second. Yeah. All right, now we've got to go to the site plan review. Let's see. Page 7. Oh, I see. Anyway, all right, what stipulations do we have to have for the site plan review for this project to go forward? Is there anything?
It just, like you guys would just say whatever the county recommended.
Okay, so can I have a motion to that effect from someone to approve this application with the stipulations that the county designated in their approval? Who wants to do that?
Yeah, when you turn, Jim.
Yeah, it was,
That we want to approve the site plan review pending the following of whatever the county has suggested, and not suggestion, but required in their approval of the plan.
Okay, so with the conditions that requirements recommended.
Yeah, I don't see the county.
There was two things on page 3. It was the applicant obtains a floodplain permit, which they have,
Okay,
and then just your way to, then you just weigh the balance of the work versus the general welfare of the neighbor. That was it.
So there was no.
You guys, there was really nothing
No other requirements.
besides the floodplain stuff.
okay. So I guess we're good there. So, can I have a motion to approve the site plan review for 95 Homer Ave as presented?
I'll make a motion.
All right, Mike, second.
I'll second.
All right, Tony has 30 first, and that's up to you. All right, further discussion? Anything else you want to know about this project? I mean, it seems like a kind of common sense thing here. They're putting in an egress and make it safe for people to get out of the second floor.
Yeah, all the work that they've been doing on the property looks great, like the new porch railing and the lattice that you've added and stuff, so it's definitely heading in the right direction.
Okay, that's great.
What's the timeline?
They definitely want to get started on it as weather permitting.
Right. All right, all those in favor of the site plan review, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, motion carried. All right, good luck.
Thanks very much.
I just have something for you to sign.
Sure.
Third.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
You guys read about the third one?
All right, so just, this is just saying.
Let's not turn it down.
Conditions referencing while we were getting gathering.
Yeah, it's like, wow, let's wait till we fall.
What's the third one?
Yeah, the one they want down for you, it's supposed to be like a lower spot or residential. Didn't we just turn something down like that?
That was a little single family up on the hill in the R1 district. It's just a R4. This could be a multiple if we really wanted to.
So it's in general business.
Thank you very much.
R4.
R4, okay. Maybe I didn't see that part. That's just nice.
There's a very big lot,
All right, yes,
very deep.
I mean, you guys can read that. I'm not gonna read it yet. You can read it on the application there. It says what the applicant wants to do for 30 Tompkins Street. Wait a minute. From a 2 dwelling unit residential use. They want to put 11 units in.
No,
I'm sorry.
11, part 2
It
offices.
it was an office building, now they're changing it to a 2-unit.
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, that's basically in a nutshell what they want to do. And no one's here to talk about this plan, so
I can give you the lowdown.
Okay, yeah, why don't you give us that?
They're doing
nitty gritty.
a bunch of work on the interior, they're completely gutted the building, they're gonna make, it was offices. They're gonna change it to, 2-unit residential. He came for area variances already to get for the parking, obviously, because there's maximum parking would have been 4 or 5 parking spaces.
Yeah, yeah.
You got approved for 11, and then there was a lot.
They got approved for 11?
Yeah,
Yeah.
who gave, that's my question.
The ZBA.
Oh, ZBA approved
Gave
this?
us variance for 11 parking spaces.
Okay, I didn't know
We
that.
can,
Those.
Keep in mind again, that this could be a multiple residence. It's an R4, so the
That's legal,
density,
that's legal, in other words, they could have it
it's,
the zoning, I don't know, my thing with the zoning in this, is it a? is-
R4, so.
It's an R4,
it's an R4, so it could be a multiple, okay?
Okay.
got it, that changes my thought process.
So in your mind, is there anything that should stop this from going forward?
Absolutely not, it's been a vacant building for,
Quite a while,
I mean, it had structural issues, they're investing,
a lot of money.
I can't even tell you how much money they're now, granted, they'll recoup it, but
Yeah,
you know, you're getting, I can just, so I'll tell you this. If anyone knows Mrs. Klein,
Barb, or not Barb,
historical,
Linda Klein, yeah,
Linda Klein,
yeah,
they have went out of their way to buy these
historically significant,
composite
Yeah,
windows
yeah,
that
yeah.
are historically accurate and,
and they got their approval.
So- I mean, Peridium Properties right now is just, they're doing a great job with the house, so
Okay,
they're even putting a sprinkler system in
yeah, I
the
know.
entire building and they don't have to.
Yeah, it's not
Is
necessary.
this, you should, but the historical society, it's not part of the historical district of Tompkins, is it?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, okay.
It goes all the way down to just the other side of, well, it goes right down to the,
Cemetery.
yeah, it goes right down to the
Can we get maps of the zoning for all of our members, just so we have them?
You can
Yeah,
do it
that'd be
you
like
can do it
a
online.
connection.
Yeah, it's online.
Are they online?
Yeah.
I got them in a book.
So we're saying the seeker form does not have to be.
No, so it's not, so that's a type 2 action there. Well, like again, I don't mean to confuse you.
No, I'm just.
I put them with all the applications just in
Yeah,
case
no.
out of some,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
decide to tell me it's a type 1 that's
Right,
there.
right. No, that's fine. I saw it on there, like, I saw like 3 of these, I think it was a 4-hour meeting.
The only thing in that form that I noticed is it says it's not gonna impact any land. It says 0 acres impacted. And if they're putting in 11 parking spots, to me,
Yeah.
they're.
Well, there, so the lot is already there, it's just not paved.
Yeah, you gotta scrape it up to, up and
Well,
pack it,
a
right?
portion is already paved, yeah, so it's, but the point is where they're, if you look at the drawing, they got a bunch of that's unpaved here and a bunch of unpaved there,
They're fit.
so they're really not, I don't.
See back there?
It's
Yeah,
our-
I
A
drove
lot
back
of
there
grass, a
last
lot of
night.
grass.
Back there.
Gotta be paved and it's gotta. You don't know the trouble we go through with unpaved driveways that start out like this. And then by the time of 5 years of plowing, all the stone goes like this and then the driveways are this big, so. Paved driveways are the way to go.
Oh, absolutely.
Besides the fact that they have to be impervious by,
That's what I was gonna ask you, like, as far as the drainage, once they pave all that.
yeah, they'll put, they'll put in drywall and everything, but they did it all on clay mat too, so.
So, there's no drawings of the place though, right? Are they,
There is no interior drawings yet, no.
okay,
They're just,
so are they gonna come back for that? Cause I'm guessing they're gonna be moving some windows and a couple, at least if they're putting,
they are changing some windows, yeah. But, so, I don't know, so.
I guess if this. What word this? You seem confident that they'll do good work. Which is
I am
great,
confident because
yeah, but I said.
I tell you what, if it got through Mrs. Klein and those guys,
No, I understand that, but it still seems like we should see drawings of it. of
You
what-
want some house drawings? I mean, the actual size of the house is not gonna change. I think the only windows they're gonna change are on the back of the house. There's a big A window back there.
I see my concern is more drainage, you know, it's like, if we're gonna do blacktop all that area for parking. Where's all that water gonna go? It shouldn't have a plan showing that there's gonna be dry wells put in. I mean, I'm saying, you know.
Sure, you guys can table it. I don't think that would problem.
I don't think I would, you know, I don't have a problem with the overall project. I would just like a few more details.
Yeah.
No.
It's a very big lot.
I think
I'm
it's
just looking at like, there's a room above the side porch on the side of the Y. Is that going to become a bedroom, or is that gonna become a porch? Are they gonna tear that off? It's kind of in rough shape now.
Yeah, okay, so I don't know the answers to any of that question. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's a good point that they were told the meeting was supposed to be here.
Yeah, again, I don't think.
I just don't wanna get, you know.
Right, I wanna make sure that we're.
So you're concerned about a code issue?
I'm concerned, what are they? I don't wanna approve it and then think they have free reign to do whatever they
Yeah.
want. Within the house,
They're putting 2 units in that house.
but they could move doors, they could do windows,
On the exterior, you're saying?
yeah,
Yeah, they could do that, you're right.
they could make this into a bedroom. And just block it in and put like a tiny little window. I mean, I'm not saying that I think that's what they're gonna do,
So you want more complete
But if so-
drawings?
I mean, if
See floor
the,
plan.
the exterior elevations, I think they should have. And the barn out back is staying, they probably can't.
Says it's already demoed in the one drawing, but
Does it?
there is a barn back there.
Oh, that barn is just, that's gonna
I
stay.
think
That was the last.
that was the last one, yeah.
I'll catch up.
That barn is in,
It's Monday, it's okay.
that barn is in rough shape.
That barn is why they needed that.
I think- I mean, I don't wanna speak for everybody, I think I'm okay with what they're trying to do, I think it's great, I just think of maybe a little more detail.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are opposed. I think we just need to.
You know, he had those drawings, because he showed them to Lyndon.
Yeah. He must have
Well,
needed.
maybe we can bring them in next month. Is that gonna screw their timeline up though?
Probably.
Problem. And then, now.
Are there access to those somewhere?
I don't know the answer.
Would it be on agenda that's for meeting to those kids?
No, he had the drawings up. I would say,
I'm guessing that historical wouldn't have approved it without
But
all
I'm-
that.
Right, I agree, just reading that they would.
actually, and if you go through this, just grab it.
There's so much space back there. They plan on paving it out, they're leaving some green back there.
Oh, they're not paving the whole lot. They're just gonna pave where it's,
It's 11 spots.
11 spots is a big,
if you look back there, there's a little spot that's already paved that goes into the garage.
Yeah,
There's also a spot in front of that, a spot in the back of that, that's gravel. If you look,
But the lot,
that is there. So if you look right here, they have the picture of the parking right there.
On the survey, that did say.
it's either.
and that lot, the lot is twice as big as. It actually goes, I don't know how you
So they're
know this,
only
'cause it's going up.
Parking on the existing lot.
They do have like that,
So there we go.
sketch. of-
A lot of land.
Exactly.
Of 99,
Problem.
yeah. And page 100,
So the dark dots, the dark shaded area is the existing paved. And the light shaded area is the existing gravel. And that's all gonna be paved.
Oh, I see. So they're turning the gravel portion into tar.
Yes.
I ran as fast as I could, sorry, guys. Next time we're letting you go. You gotta run down the stairs.
and, page
We're
113
looking at the side.
has all the parking shown.
Separate lots. Yeah. Wise right over here. So all of this is gonna be paved. That's quite a bit paved. That's gravel.
It's gravel now. This is, yeah, it's.
You don't have any, elevation drawings, like you can get down here to the planning commission. It's gonna hold up
The
here.
lot goes back like this. Yeah, it's real far. So as far as their coverage area.
Exterior drawings are showing any window changes or any exterior changes.
House, big house, that if they wanted to, they could put 4 units in there.
If you have that, if you have some picture of the outside of the building, can you get it out here by chance?
It's got to be student.
Like right now, they're going over.
That's what they are, which is okay.
Yeah.
But
No,
it's zoned for it. When I was reading through it, I didn't realize it's zoned.
well, hold on, let me, I'm gonna put you on speaker, maybe you can answer the questions, okay? Judd?
Yes.
All right, you're on with the planning commission.
How you doing, everybody? I apologize. I thought somebody would be down there. I just got back from the country this morning, actually, so, but I apologize, but I'm willing to answer, do what I can. We went to the planning board and we basically showed them what we were looking at doing. It was
ZBA?
basically repairing what was there.
Historically.
Sorry, I missed that.
You were talking about this historical, because this is the planning board, though.
Yes, well, no, I was just saying that, basically, we just talked about, repairing what was there. And there was a few windows that we needed to, move because they weren't in great locations. And we're adding a Bilco door to the rear entry of the house. But we're gonna preserve the character of the porches and, but as far as the planning board, you're looking at, windows.
Is there a digital form of those exterior elevations? I'm guessing you must have had to add those.
We had elevations there, that were not, yes, in a roundabout way, yes. Those two, you guys.
One of the questions I had was the increase in the paved surface. What's gonna be done about the runoff water from that?
So we're looking to do whatever the city wants us to do. In the past, we've done these before and there was questions on whether there's dry wells wanted or, run to daylight. We're willing to do whatever's required. We like to use dry wells because we think that takes care of the situation the best. There was a time that wasn't necessarily the best way, but I don't know if that's been reverted back to, but we would like to do a dry well. I think that's the best situation for that. Gonna kind of rely on Roy to tell me what he would like, and as long as it's taking care of the water, I really don't have a problem doing whatever we need to do.
Okay, did you guys have other questions? Oh, we got them on the phone.
How time sensitive is this?
Pretty sensitive. Again, I apologize. I didn't even know, you guys were, this isn't my ballpark. This is Gary's kind of, project, and I don't know if something happened or what, but, I apologize. Normally, we're represented whenever we do anything, so, by somebody in our business. Yeah, nothing major significance is, changing with the property, the look of it, it was basically just a few windows were, being omitted. We're trying to keep with the integrity, the look of the house to preserve the historical significance, whatever that may be.
So one of those windows, Judd, one of those windows was that big picture window on the back of the building, right? You were changing that?
Yeah, there was a window in the back of the house. There was ultimately 8 different windows throughout the history of the house. I don't know, so many of them were approved to go in there. It's just a hodgepodge, so we're taking, the existing windows that are, where they should be, and we're replacing them with new, Marvin windows that we went to historic board, we showed them, what we were doing, but there's a couple windows that are just single pane, windows that have no reason to be where they are. They just don't even make sense. And we were just gonna omit them and side with, to match the existing site. We're not putting any vinyl on the house. We're gonna repair all the decorative wood that's on the house, and it's gonna all be painted. We're redoing the porches with, synthetic to match what's there right now. And then that's all gonna be painted. Yeah, again, I apologize.
How about, there's on the east side towards the Y, there's like a sunroom above there. Is that gonna stay as it is, or is that gonna?
That's gonna stay as it is. It's an unheated space, so it's just
Okay.
gonna be, anything that's rotten on there is going to be fixed. If there's any structural issues, there is structural issues, for the support of it, which we're going to deal with, when we rebuild the porches under, but it's gonna look the same. We're just putting new material and we'll restructure. But, it's basically just getting all new paint.
Any plans for outside lighting, like for the parking lot area?
So, we haven't looked at adding any additional lighting. There's minor lights out there right now. And to be honest with you, I don't know if that's adequate for what's there right now.
What do you mean by minor lights?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What do you mean by minor lights out there currently?
There's lights that are on the house right now that point back there. And I don't know if that's sufficient to cover the area. I believe there's some lights on the old garage on the exterior as well. So I don't know if anything's going to be needed to be added. That's something that, we can look at for sure.
And what are we approving? We're approving the ability to put 11 spots in versus 4.5.
Yeah.
Other than that, what are we?
Well, it's a whole site plan review, the update of the building and whatnot.
Why we don't have any drawings that go on here? No, I mean, the only thing we can approve is
Parking.
Yeah, so were you looking to approve the whole project tonight or just the parking? What was your,
I mean, it would be nice to approve the whole project. I'm trying to think what triggered was it the corner of the, garage that triggered the site plan review?
No, it's a change of use that triggered the site.
change of use? So if we,
Oh, that's right, because it's,
if
it
we
was an
approve this change of
office and a
use,
residence, and we're changing it to 2 residents.
could we
Yeah.
approve this change of use and the parking plan and make the rest contingent upon some? I don't really foresee it being an issue based on what people on the board are saying, and that I think people have more issues, they should say that. I think we should have some exterior drawings. Which I
Yeah,
think
we
you
can-
must have, if you've gone to the historic board. And they, I trust that it's probably already been approved, but we still should be doing our part.
Yeah, no, I understand, yeah, for sure.
I don't think there was any conflict with those.
Yeah, just.
So would that give you enough leeway to get started then if we approve the parking and we'll,
Yeah,
What
yeah,
change
I
you
mean,
need?
there's, yeah, for sure.
that at least get you started, and then if you had other changes, we'd kind of like to see those, you know?
Do you know the square footage of what the parking lot in the back's gonna be?
The square footage of it,
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't have it in front of me. That wasn't my, I wasn't involved with that, so, I honestly don't know. I'd be giving you random information if I said anything.
Yeah.
I can tell you, though. I believe we're trying to be honest with you, I honestly can't remember.
I think you need more detail once you get to full. Right, I think so.
All right, so I guess what I'm hearing then is the board is willing to approve those two things, the change of use and the parking. But any further modifications or adjustments, I think we really need to see some more detailed plan, not to give you a hard time, but
Yeah.
kind of shooting in the dark here.
So, basically, it's what windows are being swapped out, basically. And then lighting, is that, is there anything
If
else?
there's gonna be a change in lighting, yeah, that's, we would want to know about that.
Probably lighting the, you know, your plan for a dry well and just the
Yeah.
exterior elevations.
Yep. Yeah, I can get those to you. I think when's your next meeting? Next month, right?
Yeah.
Roughly.
June something, yeah.
First Monday.
First Monday, all
Yeah, I could make that happen, for sure.
right, okay, sounds fair.
All right, I apologize. That was,
That's okay, you just got back in the country, you're allowed.
that's a different, I'm not working on that project, so it's out of my wheelhouse, but, I was helping with the design of it. but-
Sure, appreciate the information.
Thank you, and I will get with Roy and we'll get signed up for the next one and get that to you guys.
Appreciate it, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Take care.
You too.
Have a good night. Bye.
All right, so somebody want to make a motion to that effect? We didn't make a motion on this one yet, have we, Jim? I didn't know.
Not on this one, no.
I screwed up the last one, I forgot to
Yeah.
make the motion already.
Can you conditionally approve it on approval of the plans next month?
I think we can. I don't know if that's.
Allows them to go forward, some that'd be nice.
I think we can approve it on the change of use
Yes.
and on the parking spaces,
Right,
just based on
And
the lot plan.
Conditional on exterior, approval of exterior elevation drawings. Next month's meeting.
I'd like to see an updated drawing of the parking to show it fits other than a hand
Yeah.
section of the
right,
survey, to be included in that.
right, I agree.
To be honest, they're not trying to change the rules, but
No,
we're also.
No, and I think the lighting is part of the rules.
yeah,
And landscaping too, wouldn't it be, or?
yeah, if any shrubbery is necessary.
So just keep in mind, it's a two-family. Really doesn't need to go to site plan.
So it doesn't
It's
need,
here because it's a change of use, and in my eyes, it's a bigger change of use because of what he's changing it. Okay?
So the site plan.
A two-family doesn't have to come before us?
But it's a rental property and it's going from a office space, okay?
right,
And we all know where it's going, right? I'm not gonna say the word, but we all know where it's going. So you went from a limited like 8 hour a day use to a 24 hour use and to a rental property with potentially 11 individuals versus how many people were working in that building. So because the use expanded, it went to site. And that's the way to be honest with you, I've been treating all two families like that. If the use expands enough where I believe
If two families aren't required to come before us, why do they always come before us? I'm confused.
there's certain, they don't always come before you. There's certain uses that won't. I mean, if they're changing. So if you're expanding a two-family to use, so I'm gonna just say this, if you're so a 2-unit residential, okay, you can use it as a 2-unit residential. I don't know how to say this without being politically correct. You can use it as a 2-unit residential. Or you can use it as a 2-unit residential with 10 people. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, the 2-unit residential with 10 people in it is gonna cause more of an impact wherever it goes than a 2-unit residential.
Except for July and August.
So based on what we're thinking here, we're approving the change of use, but we have issues on parking, we do that as a delay to next month, see what those, like you're suggesting, see more design of the actual parking spaces, the dry well.
Better drawings.
Since we don't need all the other information that he was gonna provide us, but we really want more information.
I don't like the idea of holding them up, but it seems like.
I don't either, but
They should have known and they own all that property on the corner of Owego and Tompkins also, right?
That's right.
Surrounding the project that we,
They own the 2 on the other side of this.
they own like the one on the corner, or the one next to it,
Yeah, and then the one
and
next
then,
to it,
and then the one behind it on Tompkins,
they own the whole corner.
that whole corner. And that, they've done stuff, as far as I can see, they've done stuff there that hasn't been approved or shouldn't have been approved. There's if you have there's the big white house on the corner. Then there's, on Tompkins, there's the next house. They've expanded that parking, so they're parking on that triangular corner lot. They're parking across lot lines. They've expanded that and it's all paved in gravel. It's never been paved. And I don't think it's ever been approved. So they are, if you go this way. Yeah,
So honestly, at this point, just table it to next
Okay.
month. Well, I'll just tell us what you did, what's your prerogative.
I mean, in theory, we're approving that, they could put 11 spots, I mean, to me, like,
Well, the ZBA, that
was
the
already done.
ZBA already did that. You're just approving the fact that, you know, all the changes.
Right here, there's
all the
driveway
changes are
here.
being made to the exterior.
Alright.
If you don't have enough
another one.
information to make.
We have the house.
Information.
That's kind of,
So this is
it's
Tompkins.
just the Vigo, so it's up a little bit more.
So what do you guys want to
This
do
White
about
House up here.
agenda item number 3?
Cause I mean, I was gonna bring this up just. Cause I think it's worth mentioning. This Paradigm Properties was okay with that 16 Owego Street doing whatever they wanted. They came here and said they don't have any issues with it. But they're also. I think they're stretching the rules and I think that's what we're trying to stop, right? So you can't just go in, take down a fence to your neighbor's property, even if you own both properties. Lay down a bunch of gravel and then say it's existing, it's an existing parking area. And then come back in 10 years and say, for a site plan application and then pave it.
Okay with this, they just bought this one, but listen, what I'm gonna tell you guys is just table it. I had nothing to do with the other one,
No, I'm not, I mean, I'm just,
so I don't know what was done, I don't know. I just,
like,
and as far as,
they're set like at 79.
as far as the other project is concerned on Owego, when I walked out of here and talked to Gary when the applicant didn't show up, Gary was shaking his head. He agreed 100% with what you guys were saying about the size of the house and everything else, so.
No, I
He
just,
thought it was
it was
ridiculous.
because of that, I started looking at all the other bordering properties and
So a lot of this
And
stuff.
I'm like, well, look at this, all this stuff's back
There
here.
is no doubt that we have an issue with lots across the city. And that's why you're seeing an increase in things that are coming to you guys. That's why you're seeing that's why the ZBA is seeing a 300% increase in what they're hearing. Is because we're trying to fix this problem.
Right,
But until I get an action on that property, I can't fix it.
Oh, you mean, you're talking about the one on?
Like, I can't do a thing about that because it's pre-existing non-conforming.
but from my perspective, I think we have an action on the property, that's why we gotta be thorough now.
I know I'm not mad at you. I just-
Yeah. Because they could pave the part that they're showing in the drawing and laid gravel down for another 12 spots.
But I can tell you that, have a little faith in me that that's not gonna happen. I have to get their final certificate of occupancy, and they're not gonna get it if all of a sudden I go, oh, look at this parking, it's about 10, 20 years water to disposal.
But what prevents them from doing it right after they get it? After they get the,
Nothing prevents them, but I mean, it happens, man. It's just not there, it happens, I mean, residents, I'll drive around and people do paving on weekends, they do work on weekends, they do roofs on weekends. I
No, I'm not
can't
trying-
possibly, me and my staff can't possibly be everywhere and catch these people doing work without permits. We try, we catch a lot of people, but
I'm not opposed to, I think I'm less opposed to student housing than most people are.
I'm not, so,
And I don't think there's
again, I want you to keep in mind that this particular property is not in an R1, it is in an R4, so they can legitimately build a multiple residence right there. So, in my eyes, the particular density is not a problem,
I'm not,
because they can build a multiple residence.
right,
Yeah.
It's not like when you were
I'm
talking
not
about
concerned,
earlier.
I'm not concerned about the density.
It's not like the one on Stevenson Street.
Right.
Where, yeah, that is a problem because it's an R1 district.
Right.
But this one, you look around, you got the Y, you got a sorority.
Right.
At 36, you got 39 across the street, which is a sorority, you got multiples everywhere you look. The only single family home, I think, is on the corner there, that brick one on the corner on Stevenson. Listen, I'm not arguing. I get your point, that I give you all the information I have. If you guys think you don't have enough, table it.
I think we probably should. What do you guys want to do with this one? I think just to be on the safe side, I think we should probably table it. Now, the more that here. Yeah. Okay. So you want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to table.
Table. Can we get a second?
I'll second.
Second. All right, further discussion? All right, all those in favor of tabling this till next month, say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? All right, we'll table number 3 till June. All right, number 4, site plan review for 87 Main Street. Evan Sousa seeks site plan review for a change of use from business to mixed use with a second floor residential, 1 unit. Now, is he gonna build? Cause I looked at the picture, it looks like there was only
Yeah,
one.
I don't see a second floor.
Story.
So the second floor's in the back.
Oh, it's in the back. Okay, I was thinking it was like way above
If you
it.
go about halfway down the building,
Right.
it goes up to second.
Okay, I didn't get that from the drawings. I mean, I know
In
we're
fact, he's
building.
it's actually gonna build that front out as a deck porch kind of thing for the kids to hang out
Above the existing building line?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's about halfway down in the back. You can't see it from the street, but if you
Right.
go around the back side, you can see it's 2-story. So they're gonna put their offices on the first floor.
Mhm.
Link Properties offices are gonna be in the first floor.
And a rental unit on the second.
The rental units.
I think that makes it more clear to me. I couldn't tell from the picture. And of course, nobody's here to talk about this. How do you guys feel about this one? I mean, is it zoned correctly to have that as 2 different uses? I know it's in.
It's in
No business, which.
essential business, so. Residential units are allowed above the first floor.
Okay,
And actually, we just changed that law, so they are allowed on the first floor too, in the back, but that's what a special use permit, but they've always been allowed on
second
the
floor.
second floor above.
Okay,
This is worthy of a discussion, because we're gonna start to see more of these, hopefully, come in downtown, and what are we missing downtown?
Parking.
Parking.
yeah. I was in Hollywood the other day and they had this thing up right on their front cash register. If you get ticketed for parking in the lot, please let us know and we'll take care of your tickets. Like, if we're trying to encourage businesses, why are we charging them so hard? That's my philosophical.
We're not charging the public for parking down there.
So what I would say, one of your stipulations should absolutely be that they pay for their people to have parking fences.
Oh, this is, you're talking about the 87 Main Street, right? Okay, all right. And that could go for any business, right?
I mean, if you, so anyone may park
Right.
for whether it's a 2 or 3 hour.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, if you want to go to dinner, you're in there for an hour and a half, you don't want to get a parking ticket, you know,
Well, if you parked in a 2 or 3 hour
spot.
spot.
You just can't go anywhere.
But if you want to be parked without having to move,
Oh, like if you're a resident down there.
you're a resident, or you're
That I
an
understand.
employee who's gonna be there 8
All
to
the
10
time, yeah,
hours,
yeah,
then there's a
They should-
monthly permit.
that makes sense, okay.
What's up there now, Ron? The office space up there?
No, well, I'm sure you guys are aware of this, that happens all the time. This was a job that we caught about mid project and issued a stop work order on it, and then I issued they came in, got everything they needed, put a sprinkler system in, got a fire alarm in there, did everything, so we allowed them to continue to work, and I'm like, oh, by the way, I need a special use permit. I mean, not special use, I need
Site plan review,
a site plan and an area variance.
okay.
So
And,
nothing,
I was site plan area, you change the use. You know, you got 20, you're gonna need parking now for at least 3 people upstairs. You change the use, I need a site plan review. Then then about a month ago, hey, we need our certificate of occupancy. I'm like, oh, really? You want a certificate of occupancy? I wanted a site plan review and an area variance.
Yeah.
and separate.
Yeah, okay.
well,
So miraculously, they showed up with the applications.
They are required to have parking.
So they're not they're not in essential business. They're not, there's no required parking in
Right.
For offices.
in the
essential business.
but
However, I'm gonna say this is a big issue and you gotta make sure, and this is just my personal opinion. It's a change of use, so they have to go to site, right? And it's changed, because it's changing the use, you're changing the parking. You're changing the pedestrian traffic. It's no longer, an 8 hour a day use and shut down. Now it's 24 hours.
Yeah.
So my thought process with this is when you get these in front of you, you want to make sure they purchase
Parking pass.
residential parking passes for their tenants.
Is that part of this application requiring parking passes for their tenants?
It's not, because central business districts do not require, they have no parking.
So do we have any, latitude as far as that goes? Or can we require that, or is that not part of our purview?
You know what, AJ's not here, I do not know the answer to that, but logic, let's talk
Right.
common sense.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have, like you said, 3 kids living upstairs, they're just gonna have a car,
Yeah, so you just wanna make sure their tenants are provided with adequate parking. I mean, let's face it, we wanna develop downtown, right?
Right, right.
We
yeah,
do. Yes, we do.
But we have to do it in a common sense way that,
Right. I agree.
And regardless if you catch people in the middle, but when we get a site plan here, I mean, when we get an application here, I mean.
and also
we-
just
We
just
want,
so you guys know, in central business, all the measurements are SPR, except for the building height, which they went.
Yeah.
So you guys can review that too.
well, what I'm saying is when we get an application, I wanna see a floor plan for the second floor,
Yes,
I wanna see egress, stairwells,
right,
I wanna know what we're looking at here. Fire escape,
yeah.
There
it's
just
just,
needs to be.
it's not complete to me when we get these.
Hodgepodge.
Yeah, hodgepodge put together, slapped together to pacify Roy.
I feel like that's not really in our purview, what's going on inside the building.
Oh, I think it is. I think it most definitely is. As a planning commission, you wanna know specifically what's gonna be up there. That, we used to look at those things all the time. How many bedrooms, where's like Brenda was saying, where's the egress gonna be?
Well, safety issues,
Safety,
you know?
fire, I mean, fire.
That's a
Do you
permit.
want this board to get into deciding how big the windows have to be and how big the bedrooms have to be?
Here's the,
Cause that's,
That's.
there's the first floor.
The first one, I'm talking about the second floor.
The second floor is on the very next page.
I didn't see
No,
it.
it's not.
I didn't see it.
I just saw the doors there.
There's the rest of the building with the sprinkler system.
I saw the sprinkler and the calcs and all that design.
my feeling on the parking is that if the city wants these properties on Main Street to have parking, then the common council should include that in the code. I don't think they should be putting it on us.
So that's fine, you guys don't gotta do it, I just,
No, I'm not saying, you know, I don't think it has to be on us.
yeah,
And if the city decide, you know, conversely, if the city decides that they're not worried about that parking situation, then that's why they got elected to the position.
yeah,
I
yeah.
agree with you on that,
There is no requirements in this.
on the CBD.
I do think they should, especially given our last one, they should have an exterior elevation, even if it's just the rear of the building.
For this.
I can tell you, it's under 22 feet. Extra elevation, because they had to get an area variance, because it was under 22 feet.
Wow. It's not tall
So you mean it, that's why it doesn't need one, is what you're saying?
No, I needed one.
Because
That's right on the line, 22 feet's the minimum.
It's under 22 feet, I forget what it was,
I
but
got
it's
you.
under 22 feet.
All right.
22 feet's a minimum.
How do you guys feel about this one?
Well, it's more straightforward when I was reading it before I got out of the background.
what was that? Sorry.
So there's the front of the building.
It's easier before we got out of the background. Yeah.
and we,
There's the front of the building, one story, back of the building is
Yeah.
2 stories.
Got that.
but they did all, I mean, this is part of what informs my decision. They've already done all this work.
Yeah. But it'd be nice for us to see what they did, you know, before we approve it, you know.
So even
This happens all the time.
Right.
if they had come to us ahead of time, we would have wanted to see an elevation drawing of the front and the back of the building. You can't really do the sides because
I
there is no
can
side.
only ask for this stuff when I catch them, okay? I put a stop worker.
No, I'm not-
I gotta,
I'm not directing this at you, I'm directing this at the applicant who isn't here.
Right.
They should, part of what's required would be, we have to have the elevation drawings.
There's no penalty for somebody who just, tries to skirt you. And then it comes to us, right? So.
It's got an ongoing balancing act or what, it's trying to make it
Right,
better.
right, yeah,
what, you know,
Yeah,
No, yeah.
So, yeah.
I
I
get
had
it.
to dive every time I heard that. I'm trying to make the city look better. I get it. It doesn't give you the carte blanche to break every law in the code.
Right,
Yeah. What do you guys wanna do with this one?
It's a PR nightmare. You already tabled one, table it. I'll get Lincoln here next month.
yeah, and then, if you get caught doing something, right, that you're doing wrong, have the decency to come and talk to us,
Yeah,
you
yeah, at
know?
least, yeah.
I can tell you that we shut them down, about the same time we shut them down doing, Grips Express down at,
All the.
105,
On Main Street, yeah.
right? I mean, look, the inside of that place is gorgeous. No, and they got nothing. I haven't seen an electrical inspection in there, seen nothing. Fence, right, Bricks Express isn't open. This place, they've done it, I mean, I get what you want, the interior of that building is gorgeous. I mean,
Right.
another place that fully fire alarm, fully
Sprinkled.
sprinkler building in terms of,
So they did everything right, they just didn't get approval before.
yeah, they did, well,
Sounds like.
it took some pulling teeth, but they did everything right.
Yeah, well, they got there.
So it's, with me, it's, hey, do this, you know, it's kind of a trade-off. I get you guys' point, 100%, but it's a PR nightmare with these people sometimes. You know, did you see the building before? I mean, it
For
was.
me, and I would say this, if they were here, they own enough properties, they should know how this process works.
And I can tell you,
This isn't their
I can
first
tell you,
property.
I agree with you. I can
Yeah.
tell you if they
And
were
it's
here,
at
the
the
exact
core.
answer you get would be, we
So-
just invested $30 million in Main Street. You're giving me a hard time about a site plan.
I don't
That's
think we're-
exactly I'm not arguing with you.
Yeah, no, I
Come on.
know, we're not giving them a hard time at all, I don't. And I was gonna make the point that it's Ithaca core, so they own property in Ithaca too.
Well,
I
that's.
don't think they're getting it, nobody
That's,
convinced me they're getting any less hard of a time in Ithaca.
this isn't in the.
Oh, it's not. Oh, this is
This
Lisa.
is Souza.
This is
Oh, I'm
Link Properties.
I think they own, community.
So they're just.
So they do all enough too.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know, I make a motion to table.
what do we tabling, what do we want?
More detailed description of what they're doing or what they did do so that we can, you know.
Just, I think you do what you just did with the
Front
other,
rear,
you want
yeah.
elevation drawings, you want some better drawings.
But they're not required to provide any parking since it's, the
No, they're
building
not.
is in.
That literally, they're not required,
Yeah.
but it just common sense dictates, they're not required to provide parking, but I really think.
What's that?
We're just making the problem worse, right? I mean,
Right.
when you keep bringing more people, what we wanna do then.
Yeah,
But I agree, it's not our.
All right, so we got
Actually, I agree with parking stuff,
But
I do
and
have
another
some-
reason why that these have to come to site plan in essential business, because every single measurement, with the exception of the height of the building, is site plan review. So that alone, you guys should have better drawings.
Yeah, right. That across the board, we're not getting that from.
Yeah.
any of them.
Well, how do we change that dynamic? Do we just start cracking down so hard that everybody hears that they've got to,
They're gonna be delayed, which should be delayed.
yeah, we'll create a backlog.
All right, so we got a motion on the floor for tabling this till next month. Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Tony, further discussion? All right, all those in favor of tabling number 4? Yeah, number 4 is 87 Main Street, say aye. Any opposed? All right, motion's tabled.
Tony seconded, who's the motion, Chris?
Chris, motion, and Tony. All right, next item on the agenda, number 5, is zoning parcel amendment, Plaza Drive and 160 Clinton Ave. Technical amendment is proposed to align parcels located at Plaza Drive and 160 Clinton Ave with other general business 1, parcels at 160, Clinton Ave. I didn't get that far. What was this thing? What are we doing? Right, this one.
So we were doing a law change. And it was pointed out to us that where they built Lake House Cannabis wasn't in a GB1. And guess what? Wasn't in a GB1. It wasn't an R4. However, once I did some research, if you look at if you look at, this right here,
That was from 94 or something.
1965.
Oh,
That parcel was changed from a residential to a business parcel in 1965.
It does follow the business rules.
So it wasn't, so it ended up being an issue with the map, and that's all.
it's part of that parking lot, it's part of that,
Yeah,
there's no doubt it's part of that, plaza, you know?
So, but because our zoning map showed it as an R4,
Right,
I had to prove to the county that it was indeed a GB1. So it was changed from at the time, it was changed from an R1 to a B2, which I think it's just an error in the map. So, and also if you look, and then that document from 1979. There was some question, the neighbors were having trouble with that back building. And there was some discussion of an 8-foot,
That's or something.
buffer zone, I mean, buffer strip. Which is now a 10-foot buffer strip in our code, which is only required between a commercially zoned property and a residentially zoned. So, given those two documents I found, there's no doubt that since 65, this lot was was not in R4, it was a GB, at least a business. But the point is it was an error with the map. However, the county made me go through the whole zone change process anyway.
Okay,
Is that all we have to do is to declare it a GB one instead of R4?
Yeah, you just gotta declare the attached properties as,
All right, so can I have a motion to declare,
the county did it first. so
Oh, they-
now-
yeah, went to the county.
Yeah, I'm okay with this.
if you want, just want to say it that way, that, approve what the county.
Yeah.
All right. Can I have a motion to approve what the county suggested in terms of the Plaza Drive and 160 Putnam Ave, in terms of making that one parcel designated as general business as opposed to R4? All right. Mike?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion from Mike. Can I get a second?
Seconded.
Second from Jim. All right, further discussion? All right, I'll look.
That's clear.
Does anyone have a problem with that? Before we vote?
Well, you said making it one parcel. We're not combining the parcels.
No,
We're just combining that.
definition of what that one area is, I believe.
Yeah, so it's on our map now as an R4, we're just changing it back to its originally intended
Yeah,
GB1.
R4 to GB1. Sounds good to me.
All right, all those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, motion carried. All right, the last thing on our agenda is the minutes from last month. Did everybody get a chance to look at those? I printed those off if anybody wants to look at it. I didn't see any problems, but did anybody catch anything? Nope, did you correct this? I guess if you want to look at them, I got them here if you want. All right, all those in favor of approving the, was it April?
We gotta do motion first. Or did we do that?
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right.
I'll make a motion. to approve.
Thanks, Chris. Chris has made the motion. This is the minutes from April. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Tony seconded. All right, further discussion? All right, all those in favor of approving the April minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, motion carried. Again, I don't have my phone with me, so I don't know when our June meeting is. It's like you said, it's the
Third.
first Monday. Third.
No.
Okay.
You guys are planning, you're the 10th.
No, we're the first Monday.
Okay.
Because of Memorial.
We are the 10th?
You're the 10th.
yeah.
Memorial Day
That's what I
and
saw.
the push,
I wrote on.
ZBA,
You got plenty.
forward,
Okay.
which pushes.
I'm not arguing, I just, all right. So we'll see you guys on June 10th at our next meeting.
You said it's all calendar invites.
Yeah, I'll send it.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll take that.
Did I not get that right?
All those in favor of adjourning, say aye. Anyone opposed? All right, we've
Who
adjourned.
made the motion?
Yeah.
I did.
So